Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today I want to talk about how to make your ex miss you. The first step in getting your ex back is that if they miss you, you have a much higher chance of getting them back, as opposed to if they don't miss you. Because if they don't miss you, then why would they want you back? But before I do that, I want to remind you to make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos, and while you're at it, to tap the bell icon so you'll be notified when a new video is up. Okay, so let's talk about getting your ex to miss you. Now, do you miss someone if they're calling you every day or a few times a week? Probably not. Do you miss someone if they're texting you every day or a few times a week? Probably not. So, the first step to making your ex miss you is to cut off contact. They can't miss you if you're in contact with them. So, by staying in contact, you're actually just making it easier for them to move on without you. The more you see them or speak to them, the less they will miss you. So that's why even if you work with someone or you have children with them, you have to keep contact to an absolute minimum. No contact is the most powerful thing you can do to make your ex miss you. But it's so simple that people find it hard to believe. But remember, people miss you when you're not around, not when you are around. So staying in no contact as much as possible is the most powerful thing you can do if you're trying to get your ex to miss you. The next step is don't respond right away, or in some cases at all, if your ex reaches out. When your ex broke up with you, they probably thought that they could get back with you anytime and that you'd be more than happy to talk to them or text them back if they reached out. So if you're no longer as available as you once were, they just may start missing you because they'll realize getting a response from you is no longer guaranteed. You're no longer there for them as you once were. Even though they broke up with you, there are still aspects of the relationship and things about you that they like or love. And when they realize they no longer have access to those parts, that they just may start to miss you. Next, whatever you do, whenever you interact with them, make sure the interactions are positive and upbeat. You probably won't be able to do this at first because when someone breaks up with you, it's very hard to be positive and upbeat, which is why you definitely want to stay away from them in the very beginning, because you're not going to be able to pull this off unless you're an Oscar-winning actress. And by being positive and upbeat, it will remind them of why they fell for you in the first place. And they'll miss you because if you're not in their life, they'll want to be able to have those positive experiences with you. People return to people, places, and things that make them feel good. And so instead of having an attitude or being sad, when you do interact with your ex, keep things light and fun, and they just may decide they want you back. Now let's talk about social media. Here's a little trick I came up with that you can use. About a month or so after the breakup, if they're still following you on social media, I want you to go to a couple of places that you and your ex used to go to, places that you had fun with. So go to one place and post from there, go with friends or a mysterious someone, and then about 2 weeks later, go to another place. You don't want to go to 2 places within a week. It's too obvious. And the idea is that your ex is going to be reminded of when they were there with you, and also they will wonder who you're there with, and they'll wonder if you're moving on. I remember with one ex, one of the last dates we had, we went dancing at this club, and we had a lot of fun. And then when I spoke to him, probably 10 months later, after the breakup, he still was talking about that club and that dancing because we had so much fun that night. And I actually did end up going to that club about 4 months after the breakup, and I posted about it. Obviously, I didn't ask him if it affected him, but it was interesting that 10 months after we went to that club, that he was still talking about it. So don't underestimate the power of this trick. Now, speaking of social media, if you're someone who posts new photos of you every day, you want to post less because you don't want them to have that much access to a new photo every day. You want them to miss seeing you, even if they're only seeing you virtually. So if you post photos of you every day, try to move it to every other day or every third day. And after about a month, you should put posts of you going out, not just to the same places that you went with your ex, but to other places, new places, looking great, having fun. And the idea is that they may miss the times when the two of you were out together having fun. Obviously, don't be too obvious about it. That's why you want to wait at least 30 days before you start posting, because otherwise, if they just broke up with you on Monday and then Tuesday you're out at the club or wherever, they'll be like, yeah, right. She's acting like she's over it and she's not. So you have to wait 30 days, make it look like there was a 30-day mourning period. Haha. And finally, if you have mutual friends together, do not tell them that you miss them, because it just may get back to them. And your friends might think that they're doing you a favor. Oh, I'll just tell her ex that she misses him or he misses her and maybe they'll get back together. Don't risk it, because if they know that you miss them, then they will be a lot less likely to miss you. So, if you are going through a breakup, I know it's painful, and you probably want to reach out, which, as you know after listening to this, that you shouldn't, because otherwise they will not miss you. But instead, you can contact me about a private coaching session, and you can reach me at theartoflove.net, and the direct link is in the video below. If you're listening on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.